Well, hey, friends. It's been a while since I've seen you, since yesterday. It is TexAgs Rewind presented by Yeti. Got Luke Evangelist at the Angry Elephant Youth and Social Center, and we've got Ethan Jones, the birthday boy.
Yes, sir.
14 years old.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's 15, by the way.
My bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
that's a little
19. I'm kidding. You've got a stat to start us off.
I do. Okay, so Mississippi State game next week, or this Saturday. They've had one of the worst offenses in college football statistically, only averaging 338.4 yards per game, which is 100th in the nation, and 22.7 points per game, which is 97th in the nation. So really bad. And except for a few games, the Ole Miss game, the Miami game, Texas A&M has had one of the best defenses in the nation, allowing 296.9 yards per game, which is 15th in the nation, and 21.6 points per game, which is 37. Also, in matchups against unranked SEC opponents, Texas A&M only allows 16.3 points. So I think Mississippi State should have a hard time scoring against this A&M defense.
Gig 'em. That's good news, Luke, right?
Yeah, that's great news. Can I give a stat?
Yeah.
Texas A&M basketball has tied their best start in program history through one game.
1-0.
Let's go.
How many times have they done that in the Buzz Williams regime?
Every single time.
Oh, so this is just a trend of many things to come,
Yeah,
right?
It is.
Any other notes you want to give us? Or that was the one?
They're on pace to go 50-0.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. That would be really good. On the show today, we had Luke on there. We had the Apex Performers of the Week, had some basketball guys, had some football guys. We had Joni Taylor on the program. They start off on Thursday. Jordan Reel spitting facts out there. He was great. And we talked to Robbie Faulk from, he's a Mississippi State insider for 247. He gave us the lowdown on the latest on Will Rogers and that offense. That and more. It's TexAgs Rewind. I'll let you pick one or two.
Ja'Day Walker.
Ja'Day Walker.
Steps in for a starter who's out with a bruised thigh, and he comes out and catches 8 passes for 100 yards.
And this is a guy that earlier in the year had a really good game, then had a couple of drops, and we didn't see him for a while. Mm-hmm. Nice to see him step up and make some big plays for them. They needed him.
Yeah, he did. That's what you hear other programs say, hey, next man up, next man up. Well, had an injury. He stepped up and played great.
Who else?
Well, I think you have to say Max Johnson. I know he had one just egregious mistake that may or may not have been his fault. Ultimately, he and Anais were not on the same page. If you don't throw that interception on first and goal at the 5, maybe you win the game. In fact, you probably do if everything else goes the way. But he throws 305 yards. It throws a couple of touchdown passes, 31 of 42. Max was. Well, I don't want to say he's excellent because of the interception, but Max he played extremely well.
He did.
And you know what? He hung in there against pressure.
I'm going to throw in a couple other ones. I'll do one more football one. I think Anais Smith can be on this every week because if everybody played with his attitude.
His passion.
The guy just makes plays, right? Like very rarely is an issue his fault. Even this year, the couple times that he's bobbled a ball, he turned one into a touchdown, right? The punt return. So bottom line, this guy, you could put him on the list every week. He steps up. When you give him the ball, great things happen.
And at the end of the game, when he's like one of the last guys off the field, you can just look at him and see how much he cares about the results of the game.
Yep. Let's do a basketball guy or two. How about Hayden Hefner?
Why not? 7 of 10.
19 points?
19 points.
4 rebounds, 2 assists.
He was playing. He was dealing.
3 of 6 from the three-point line. Long sleeves, just dominating out there.
Yeah. Again, I hope this is an indicator of the kind of season he's going to have. Now, I'm not saying that Hayden Hefner is going to go out and score 19 points a game, but you know what? If you could tell me that Hayden Hefner is going to average 10 points, I'd take it right now.
Heck yeah, you would. I guess we got to do the preseason SEC Player of the Year, right?
Well,
I mean,
why
not?
He Wade Taylor is
4
on the floor.
I think you have to be on the team to like. If I saw him on the streets, can I say, "Hey, 4"?
Yeah, and he'd say hi.
Yeah,
he's a really nice guy.
He's a very nice.
Look at
kid.
that. He scored 16 points. But what leaps out at me is, he took 11 shots. Okay, and so what is that? He played 20 minutes, so he's taking about a shot every 2 minutes.
Hey. This kid.
I mean, this guy. What he was doing yesterday is he was sharing and sitting.
Yeah. Do you feel kind of that buzz around town? People are super excited about what the team's going to do this year.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope so, and I hope they show their excitement by filling up Reed Arena. I tell you, I was at the men's game last night watching them play Commerce, and I felt the energy in the building. The Reed Rowdy is the 12th man. It was amazing, and we need that same type of energy Thursday and all season long. We've got a great home schedule. But yes, David, I am excited about the season. I felt that this summer as I was around the Brazos Valley, in and out of the community, and just really excited about the work that our players and young ladies have put in.
A year into it, how much do you think this team has grown, understanding your philosophy, your expectations, and it applying, seeing it on the court?
I don't even know if I could put it in words. I say to them all the time because I never want to take for granted the hard work they've put in, especially our returners. Obviously, the new 8 faces on our roster, leveled up our talent quite a bit, but our 7 returners really put in the work. We had very honest end-of-the-year evaluations with them. I think they also saw the benefit of their hard work in the SEC tournament, going on the run that we did and having some success once we got our entire team back from injury and got into a flow and had some chemistry and better understanding. And so that drove them. Those conversations and some success at the end of the year really drove them this summer. They all worked really hard on their game individually and together as a team, and, credit goes to them.
Joni, I like your model this year, Tough. Tell our audience a little bit about it, because I feel like your teams kind of adapt and adopt the mentality that you're trying to stress out there. So tell us a little bit about Tough.
All right. So tough obviously means tough. There's a level of toughness that we need to have. I think we're tougher than we were last year, but we're still not as tough as I would like for us to be. And so that's got to be front of mind. It's also an acronym. TOUGH stands for trust, ownership, unity, gratefulness, gratitude, and humility.
There is a missing piece when it comes to that. And I think until we have that blue collar attitude, until we have a certain type of grit to us, all the 4 and 5 stars, it looks nice. All the new upgraded facilities, that's cool. But I don't think we're going to win anything until that changes. That has got to be the focus moving forward.
That's Jordan Pugh, keeping it real. Hey, I'm going to leave it with this question.
Okay.
Do you think they're going to go 8-4?
No.
What do you think they're going to do?
I think they'll go 7-5. I think they'll win this week. I think they'll beat whoever we play. Abilene Christian.
Yeah.
LSU. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not losing faith in Jimbo yet, but I am close. I'm close. We didn't bring him in here to be average. And every single year, outside of one, we've been average. It is what it is. Believe what you see. So they need to show me something down the stretch. But, man, there has to be a reset. And until that reset happens, we're going to be beating our head against the wall every single year.
If they do go 8-4 and they win a bowl game,
Yep.
Does that maybe change that reset? Like, not for you, but for them across the street?
No. Or does it? You talking about as far as?
Yeah, I'm just saying
if
they win these next couple games and somehow they win Baton Rouge, something they haven't done since Bill Clinton was president, right? They seriously, they do that. Does that maybe temper, like, maybe we don't have to make all these changes? We were just without Mac, or we were without Connor.
They would be fools if they think like that. Like, that's cool, but they got to understand. That would tell me that there's an identity crisis and you don't understand who you are. That's what that tells me. And you're playing with fool's gold and not understanding that, man, you're better than this. You're more than this. You're more capable than that. That's what that tells me. And if that's the case, then we have a serious issue. And then we need to talk about changes, if that's the case. Because you can't accept what we've been doing, knowing what you possess. That's the problem. That goes back to the standard. What is the standard? The standard doesn't change. So if they do that, man, I would have an issue with that, and I hope that wouldn't be the case.
I know some people expected Mississippi State to struggle this year for obvious reasons. I don't think they expected this kind of struggle. So, like, how would you put into words expectations / where they are? Because they did return a lot of starters. They did bring back some dudes, a little different in philosophy coaching-wise. So, like, how far away, how detached were people from the reality?
Well, actually, I think the national media and regional media around the SEC were closer to reality than some of us. I mean, that hurts to admit. I'm a guy. I'm a realist. I'm a guy that looks at the facts, and I really believed that this would work out. was Zach Arnett. I thought that, you can go back and look at my tweets. I thought that picking Mississippi State last in the SEC was a slap in the face with what they had returning. State's only finished last in the SEC once since 2009, but they've been picked there, I think, 6 or 7 times. So, I thought that people were being a little harsh to Zach Arnett and Mississippi State, but turns out those people were correct. I mean, it was right to question Zach Arnett and what he could do with this program because he's never been a head coach. And I think that we should have looked at that a little closer. We shouldn't have put as much trust as we did in Zach Arnett, but it felt like it fit. He's a guy, he's from New Mexico, but this whole time he's felt like a guy that has fit Mississippi and fit Mississippi State. He made some good hires with his staff. I thought he had the right idea, recruiting Mississippi hard, really preaching about, how many guys Mississippi's put in the NFL, Mississippi State has put in the NFL, and the money that they're making. So he just seemed like he got it. But since the games have been played, there's just been some kind of disconnect there within the program, and I can't really explain it, but he's just not who he was as a defensive coordinator. His whole personality's changed. He's a guy that just seems kind of dejected at times.
You guys, right now, if you had to do arm wrestling tell people what to do, who would win?
I think Luke would win. I'm going to give Luke the dub.
Hey, there we go. Me and David, I would probably win too.
Yeah, I'm saying Luke over David too. That's why
We can do it right now and find out.
I think I could beat David too.
I'm
honestly.
tired. I'm actually really tired.
No, we
but
can do it
just
right
take
now.
my word for
I'll
it.
use my
Okay.
left hand.
Let's go, David. I can do it right now. No.
All right, fine. Like, comment, subscribe. I couldn't come up with anything else. We'll see you next time.